All right, and welcome back to another episode of Johnny on the Track. And we are delighted to have a very special guest on the podcast today. You might know him as a country singer-songwriter. He released his debut album in 2011, Craig Campbell, which had songs such as Family Man and Fish. In 2013, he released Never Regret, which had Out of My Head and Keep Them Kisses Coming. And of course, in 2018, See You Try with the very hit song Outskirts of Heaven. He's also released other songs such as Tomorrow Tonight and a brand new single, Never Mind, which I hear is doing well, and it's a good song. So we like that one. Craig, thank you so much for coming on the show.
I'm glad to be on, man. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go way back, right? Let's go a young Craig Campbell growing up in Lyons, Georgia. Talk to me about growing up in that area, your early intro into music, maybe kind of how that, community played an impact on your start. So talk to me about that.
Well, if we go way back, I guess singing for me was just something I didn't even know I was any good at it. I just was doing it. And then, started playing the piano when I was real young, I guess 7 or 8 years old when I started playing piano, and then just started playing piano at my church. And then, singing in church, it's just something you did every Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night. I was just doing it. And then, I guess some people around me kind of recognized that I had a little bit of talent with my voice. And so started mentioning to me, I should sing in these talent shows and stuff like that. And so I just started doing that kind of thing. And you know what? And I was bitten by the music bug. So yeah, it's kind of where it all started. Just felt like I was kind of good at it and wasn't much else I was good at. So I said, let's just go with it.
I love it. I love it. And that's kind of how a lot of things go, right? That's kind of, I played soccer all through college, and that's kind of how it started for me. I started at a young age, just kind of didn't love it early on, but I was like, all right, I'm pretty good at this thing. So I guess I'll keep doing it and see where it takes me. And yeah, it helped me get into college. But you have an interesting path after the early go. So I read that you were a keyboard player for the great Luke Bryan, and he was kind of like, hey, dude, I think you're a little too talented to be my keyboard player. Is this true? Talk to us about that.
In so many words, yeah, that is kind of the story. I met Luke after I moved to town, and he needed a piano player, and they hired me to go out and do a few shows. And long story short, Luke was like, hey, man, I want to help you. I think you got what it takes. And I want to introduce you to some people in Nashville. And then he said, you need to be writing songs. So Luke was a big inspiration and a big help early on. So that story is I guess, it is true.
That's wild. But that's part of it. That's part of every story. It's who you know, who you meet, who you impress. And to impress a guy like Luke Bryan, that's pretty special, especially at a young age. So good for you. And so moving, right? So you did a lot of playing downtown in Nashville. Is that correct?
I did when I actually, during the whole time I was playing piano for Luke, I was playing for piano for a lot of people on Lower Broadway and doing my own shows. And so I did that for 6 years or so on Lower Broadway. And in the meantime, just working on my own thing. And yes, Lower Broadway, Nashville is a big part of my musical journey.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So we've had I want to say 2 or 3 other country artists, smaller but still recording, doing their own stuff, and they're great. And then I've got a buddy who plays, downtown pretty much every night that he can downtown in Nashville. So what would you say to those guys who, are putting their all into it, just trying to get noticed, doing what they love? What kind of advice would you give them in that industry, working hard for whatever, big crowds, small crowds, just trying to get discovered and noticed?
Oh man, there's no playbook for it. I'll be the first one to admit I got lucky. I got somebody that came in one night at a bar and saw me playing and loved what I was doing and said, "Hey, let's take it to the top." There's a little bit of talent involved, and there's a lot of networking involved, but then there's also a lot of fairy dust. But I mean, you know what? I never did have the mentality of I have to have a record deal and I have to have a song on the radio or I'm just not going to do it. That my thought process when I got to Nashville was I just wanted to play music and pay my bills, and so if Lower Broadway was the end game, I mean, I was doing it. I was playing music and paying my bills. So, in one sense, I look at it, and I was a huge success. Having songs on the radio and all that stuff, that was the bonus. But yeah, I just say, if you want it, go get it. Nobody's gonna give it to you. That'd be my best advice.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. And that's what I've like I said, my best friend is down there. He's actually coming up this weekend to get a little break from it all. But that's what I'm telling him, man. He's got the passion, he's got the drive, he wants it. And so that's great advice. And that's what I've been keep telling him. Don't give up, man, because you never know. You never know. And I mean, that translates a lot to this podcast, right? I'm not afraid to reach out to whoever, reaching out to Craig Campbell. I'm not afraid to do it. I'll take the chance, right? Until someone tells me no. I'm not going to stop. So that's some great advice. And I hope they're listening. I'm sure they are, but we'll definitely have to keep inspiring them to do what they love. So I want to talking a little bit about inspiration. What do you think inspires you to write a song? Obviously the cliches of boy meets girl and all that stuff, but what kind of drives that writing inspiration?
Honestly, I mean, inspiration is all around us. If you're looking at songwriting, I mean, having your ears open to hear certain things if it makes the hair stand up, you're like, oh wait, that might be a good idea to write about, or honestly, I feel like I'm a good song editor. I put myself in the room with people that are better than me. But I'm good at recognizing what they're saying and then how I would want to say it, and melodies and stuff like that. It's just there's all kinds of moving parts. I wouldn't say I'm inspired. Like I don't walk around saying, man, I got to write a song about this. It's just one of those. I'll have an idea for a song, and then I'll get together with people that I think could help me write that particular idea the best. So that's how that goes. And I write a lot of songs about the things that I know growing up in South Georgia, having my family here in Tennessee and my girls and all that kind of stuff. And, I do write about those things, but I wouldn't say that I'm like I said, walking around just itching to write those songs. It just comes out.
So what, like, let's go through, right? What was one song where you kind of heard right off the bat with your guys writing it and was like, man, this is me. This is what I want to show. This is a song that represents, everything I think I am. What do you have a song that was kind of like that early on?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Family Man was not my idea. I didn't have that. I didn't bring that one to the co-write that day. But I had recently found out I was going to be a daddy for the first time. So when he threw that title out, I was all over it. I was like, let's go. And so as we were writing it, I put in, there's a lot of those lines in that song that are me to a T. Like, I mean, from personal 100% experience. But then there's some stuff in there that was just filler, for just to make good songs. And I think a lot of songs have that. But yeah, that's a great example as to, a song that represents who I am 100%.
So that's an interesting one, and I didn't preface kind of how I discovered who you were. It's kind of an interesting way. So, but you'll see where this goes. So you were playing at the Parthenon for a charity event, I want to say in 2011, 2012. I don't really know when it was, but we were touring. My brother went to Belmont University. We were touring Belmont, and so we were looking for things to do. And I wasn't the biggest country fan at the time. Now I am, but I wasn't the biggest country fan at the time. And you were playing Family Man. You were playing Family Man on that stage, and it caught my ear. It caught my mom's ear, and we're like, "Man, this guy's really good. Like, who is this guy?" And so that song has stuck with me for a while now. And that's kind of, I heard that and I was like, I gotta find this guy. Like, this is the country I like. And I credit you for really making me a country music fan. So thank you for that. And I'm glad you talked about Family Man, because it's got a special place in my heart for sure. So
Right on.
yeah, for sure. So I want to go into your career and, playing on the road. You probably played all over the world, I imagine. What kind of growing up, right? You're a kid and you look back now and say, man, I would have never in my wildest dreams thought I would play this place. And then on top of that, we'll go further. Where's a place you still target and say, that's a place I want to go. That's a place I want to sell out with a big crowd.
Oh, that's every venue.
Every venue, right? Right on.
All out. But I don't. I mean, I'm man. It doesn't really matter to me where I play, as long as people are there and they're ready to have a good time, hear some music, sing along. But I'll say, if you'd asked me a long time ago, I'd ever have a song recorded by Garth Brooks, I'd have been like, you're crazy. That's why Garth, that kind of thing. And so when that happened, that was kind of one of those, wow, we've had the opportunity to open up for a lot of people on the road. Mm-hmm. And I've shared the stage with a lot of my heroes. But, to have a song that I wrote be recorded by, probably the greatest or most, the best-selling artist of all time, and then it ended up being on a record, and then he played it at the 50th annual ACM Awards. That's kind of cool,
Yeah, and that's hey, if it's not a venue, it's a story, it's a song, and that's awesome. That is freaking so cool, man. So Garth Brooks is one of my favorites. We got a little something planned at the end for you to play. Some 90s covers, some 90s country rock songs, but we'll have to fit in a Garth Brooks song. You can play some pay your respects to one of the GOATs for sure. So okay. So let's go. This is a motorsports podcast. So for the motorsports fans listening, we got to go one little bit of motorsports here. So we talked a little before the show, but you actually did the national anthem in 2011 at Iowa Speedway for, I think it was a nationwide series race. So talk to me. One, are you even a motorsports fan? Do you like NASCAR? Do you tune in on Sundays? Maybe you don't, but yeah, obviously sang the anthem. So yeah, share what you got in the motorsports world for us.
Man, hey, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna sit here and try to fake it. I enjoy a little bit of racing, a little bit of NASCAR. I don't follow it super close, and just once again, being honest as I can, I just can't sit and watch a race from start to finish. You throw me in there the last 20 laps, I'll watch that. But as far as I don't know much about it. I didn't grow up like nobody in my family was huge NASCAR fans, but I see it, and I know some of the drivers and that kind of thing, and so yeah. But I do I will say that the handful of times that I've been at a race like there, it's been a lot more fun than watching it on TV.
And hey, 100% of the fans would agree with you on that, Craig. I would agree with you on that. Everybody that's watching would totally agree. That's kind of how, if I ever try to introduce someone into it, the first thing I'll say is, let's get you to a local short track so you can experience, how bad these people love it. And then once you get that atmosphere, we'll take you to a real NASCAR race, and you can see you'll have a good time. And that's kind of how it is. It opens the eyes. And but we appreciate your honesty on the show, Craig. That's for sure.
Well, I've tried to fake it a few times where somebody would ask me some questions about NASCAR, and I don't have the answer. I don't know it that well, so I just go ahead and cut to the chase.
We like that. We like that. But I will say, when I was messaging you on the Instagram here, Austin Dillon, who drives the number 3 car, seems to be a big fan of yours. He follows you. I'm sure he loves your music. So if you ever looking for a driver to root for, Austin Dillon's your guy, I think.
No, I know Austin. I wouldn't say we know each other really well. I've done a few things with him. He's got this 3-on-3 basketball tournament that he puts on every year. And I've played it a couple of times. And then he's normally I'll have him out for my cornhole tournament, but it's right in the middle of their season, so it's hard for him to get away. But yeah, I know Austin, and I think he's great, and he's just a good dude too. So
he seems it. He seems it. I'm a big fan of his. So shout out Austin Dillon. If you're listening, which I'm sure you are, to Johnny on the track. But anyway, man, so I want to get into something a little deeper. And it struck me, man, as soon as I saw the post. So you posted, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, a post about Outskirts of Heaven. And, I don't want to speak for you, but what I got is you kind of felt like you left your heart out of some of the music, and moving forward, you want to stay true to yourself as an artist. So again, I don't want to speak for you, but could you talk about this experience and maybe how it kind of, influences what you're doing in the future and all of that?
Well, I think with anything you try to, you want to be successful. And then sometimes when you do certain things and it's not successful, you want to question why it wasn't successful. So then you surround yourself with people you think can help you be successful. And then they start driving the ship. And then you realize that they don't know what they're talking about. And so long story short, it's just, I gave the steering wheel to some people that didn't know what they were doing, and it backfired on me. And all I had to show for it at the end of the day was music. That didn't have my heart in it. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Now, Outskirts of Heaven is not included in that. Outskirts of Heaven is a song that I picked. I wrote it. I picked it. I said, guys, this is a hit. People need to hear this. But it was a handful of songs that surrounded Outskirts of Heaven that made me feel that way.
Well, I appreciate you for sharing that. Like I said, it touched me to stay true to myself, right? And I've been trying to, with this podcast for, I don't know, 6-8 months, whatever it may be. And once, I read that and I was like, you know what? He's right. This is my show. I'm doing this because I like to share my passion with other people, whether they listen or not. It's important to me to stay true and share this experience and share these episodes with everybody. So, but can you talk just a little bit about like how you think this will influence, what you drop in the future?
Well, I refuse to put or record and release music that doesn't get me fired up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, if even songs that I wrote, if it don't get me fired up, don't give me chills and get me to the point where I can like listen to these songs over and over and over and still feel the same way I do from the first time I heard it. I'm just not going to put them out. There's a handful of songs that we released when I was signed to record labels that I didn't love. And I thought they were good songs, but I didn't love them. I didn't love them from me. So yeah, it's just you won't hear any more music from me that I don't put the 100% stamp of approval on.
I love that. I love that mindset. I think that's a good mindset to live life by. And we're going to be listening. We're here for it all. Again, a new song, Never Mind, which I listen to. I'm a big fan of. Glad you put that one out there. I know you're trying to get that one, as you haven't even played it correct me if I'm wrong. Have you even played that to a big crowd, or you're kind of just going around small venues? I saw like you can even request to have Craig Campbell come by and put on a little concert for you. So that's a song you really haven't even been able to share with the world, correct?
I mean, we've done some shows since it's been out. So, I mean, it's, as far as a big audience all at one time, no, I haven't had one of those yet. But I mean, I've played it at every show I've played in the last, since I wrote it last year. So, I mean, collectively, it's a lot of people have heard it.
As have I, and again, I'm a big fan of it. So we're here for all the music that'll keep coming in the future from Craig. So on that note, with a little music, we always play a game, Craig, at the end of Johnny on the Track, and this game's pretty.
All right,
simple.
Let me grab my guitar. You tell.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll talk a little bit. He's gonna grab his guitar. We'll talk a little bit about how this works. So pretty straightforward. It's called 30-second covers. We'll wait for Craig as he grabs whatever it is, six string, 12 string. And basically I'm going to give him, some sort of 90s, maybe 2000s, whatever it may be, band song. And he's just going to do a little 30-second rendition of it. All right. So pretty simple. I'm sure the country fans are tuning it right now for us. I'm sure the country fans out there are going to love this little last segment here. So, all right, Craig, are you ready?
Yeah, man. Let's go.
All right. So first thing I got, I'm seeing Brooks and Dunn and Travis Tritt September the 9th in Massachusetts. So I want you to give us a 30-second cover of something Brooks and Dunn. Could you do a little Red Dirt Road for us?
No, I'd be afraid to mess that one up.
And any Brooks and Dunn or any Travis Tritt.
Well, she blew through the door like TNT, put her hand up on her hip, pointed her finger at me, said I'm a whiskey shooting cowboy chasing hell of a time. I like Kenny, Keith, Dillon, and Patsy Cline. I'm a full-grown queen bee looking for honey. I'll play something country.
There it is. He played us something country. Love it. So a little Brooks and Dunn for the 90s country fans out there. All right, let's see what else we got. So how about you got any Luke Bryan?
Hey, baby. Hey, I'm a country man. A city boy can't do the things I can. I can hotwire your tractor and plow up your land. Hey, baby, I'm a country man.
All right, there we go. A little Luke Bryan for the little 2000s there, little 2000s country fans. All right, so we've got two good ones. Let's see what else we got on this list. How about I saw you hanging out with Randy Travis not too long ago. You got Digging Up Bones?
Last night I dug your picture out from my old dresser drawer. I set it on the table and I talked to it till 4. I read some all of the letters right up till the break of dawn. Yeah, tonight I'm sitting home digging up bones. Digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. Exhuming things that's better left alone. I'm resurrecting memories of a love that's dead and gone. Yeah, tonight I'm sitting at home digging up bones.
Yes, a little Randy Travis, Digging Up Bones, one of my favorite Randy Travis songs. I actually had
Oh yeah.
the honor of seeing Randy at the Opry for his 60th birthday, I think it was. And man, that was a surreal moment. He's one of my favorites. So yeah, shout out Randy Travis on this show, that's for sure. How about one more for us? A little artist choice. I'm gonna let you choose the last one, Craig. Could be your own song, could be, I don't know, one of your favorites.
Oh man, you put me on the spot. Okay. In this killing time is killing me, drinking myself blind, thinking I won't see. And if I cross that line, will they bury me? Oh, I just might find I'll be killing time for eternity. Yes, I just might find I'll be killing time for eternity.
There it is, Craig Campbell. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Glad we got to hear you do a little covers and a little 30 seconds of some great country songs there. So, Craig, I appreciate it, man. Best of luck in the future. We're rooting for you. We're going to be listening to all those new stuff. So keep us entertained, all right?
Right on, my man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, take care.